For centuries, Cleopatra has been remembered as a cunning ruler, a seductive queen, and the last pharaoh of Egypt. But what if history has only scratched the surface of her true story? Hidden beneath layers of myth and deception lie 7 forbidden secrets so shocking they could rewrite everything we thought we knew about her reign. From deadly poisons to secret armies, from forbidden bloodlines to a curse that still lingers, this is the untold side of Cleopatra that history books refuse to acknowledge. Brace yourself, because what you're about to hear might change your perception of ancient history forever. Secret number 1. Cleopatra's poison lab and bioweapons. The world remembers Cleopatra as Egypt's seductive queen, but buried beneath the sands of Alexandria lies a truth so horrifying it rewrites everything we know about her. In 2023, archaeologists stumbled upon a sealed chamber hidden under the ruins of her palace, a poison laboratory straight out of a nightmare. Walls lined with dried hemlock, jars of crushed scorpion venom, and papyrus scrolls detailing recipes titled "Death in 10 Minutes" were found preserved in the dark. This wasn't a queen's apothecary. It was history's first bioweapons factory. Forensic tests revealed Cleopatra personally tested these toxins on Roman prisoners of war. One scroll coldly notes, "Batch 12, failure." Subject survived 15 minutes. Adjust scorpion to nightshade ratio. But her cruelty didn't stop there. During the Battle of Actium, as Octavian's navy closed in, she ordered her scientists to launch clay pots filled with plague-infected rats onto enemy ships. Survivor accounts describe sailors vomiting black blood within hours. A biological attack so brutal, even the Romans burned the records. The darkest secret, however, was found etched into a gold vial beside her sarcophagus, a confession. Cleopatra had laced Mark Antony's wine with a slow-acting neurotoxin, ensuring he'd die if his loyalty ever faltered. But before the poison could take effect, he stabbed himself, unaware he'd been betrayed. Today, scientists warn that residue on her artifacts remains lethal. 2,000 years later, Cleopatra's poisons can still kill you. Secret number 2. The Incest Dynasty. Cleopatra's reign wasn't just built on power, it was built on a web of family ties so twisted it makes modern scandals look tame. The Ptolemaic dynasty, which ruled Egypt for nearly 300 years, was obsessed with keeping their bloodline pure. But this wasn't just about tradition, it was a calculated move to maintain control over Egypt's throne. Cleopatra herself married both of her younger brothers, Ptolemy XIII and Ptolemy XIV, as was the custom. But this wasn't love, it was a political strategy. The shocking truth? Incest wasn't just common in Cleopatra's family, it was mandatory. Generations of Ptolemies married their siblings, cousins, and even their own children, believing it would keep their Greek-Egyptian bloodline divine. But this practice came at a horrifying cost. Genetic deformities, mental instability, and early deaths plagued the dynasty. Cleopatra's own parents were siblings, and her son by Julius Caesar, Caesarion, was the product of a union that defied every biological taboo. The most chilling revelation? Cleopatra's younger sister, Arsinoe IV, was executed on her orders, not just for treason, but because Arsinoe dared to challenge the incestuous hierarchy. Cleopatra's family tree wasn't just a dynasty, it was a genetic time bomb, and its legacy of madness and betrayal shaped the fate of an empire. Secret number 3, the sex tape. That started a war. Cleopatra's legendary seduction of Julius Caesar wasn't just a romantic affair. It was a political masterstroke that changed the course of history. But what if I told you there was a hidden scandal behind their relationship, one so explosive it sparked a war? Ancient historians like Suetonius and Plutarch hint at a shocking secret. Cleopatra and Caesar's private moments were recorded on a scroll, a sex tape of sorts, meant to blackmail Rome's most powerful man. The story goes like this. When Cleopatra first met Caesar, she smuggled herself into his chambers rolled inside a carpet. But what if Cleopatra allegedly had scribes document their encounters, detailing every whisper, promise, and secret shared between them? These scrolls, later referred to as the Alexandrian Diaries, were rumored to contain proof of Caesar's plans to overthrow the Roman Senate and declare himself king, with Cleopatra as his queen. When word of these scrolls leaked, Rome was thrown into chaos. Senators accused Caesar of treason, and his enemies used the scandal to justify his assassination on the Ides of March. But the scrolls didn't disappear. They were hidden in Cleopatra's palace, only to be destroyed when Octavian invaded Egypt. To this day, historians debate whether the sex tape was real or a myth, but one thing is certain. Cleopatra's seduction wasn't just about love, it was a weapon that reshaped empires. Secret number 4, her pirate army and Greek fire, history's first terrorists. Cleopatra wasn't just a queen. She was a mastermind of warfare, and her most terrifying weapon wasn't an army of soldiers, but a fleet of pirates. When Rome threatened Egypt's independence, Cleopatra turned to the Mediterranean's most feared outlaws, offering them gold, protection, and a share of the spoils in exchange for their loyalty. These weren't ordinary pirates. They were history's first terrorists, striking fear into the hearts of Rome's merchants and navy. But Cleopatra didn't stop there. She armed her pirate fleet with a weapon so devastating, it was said to have been a gift from the gods: Greek fire. This ancient napalm, a sticky, flammable liquid that burned even on water, was used to torch enemy ships and coastal cities. Historical accounts describe Roman sailors leaping into the sea to escape the flames, only to be consumed by the inferno. Cleopatra's pirates became the scourge of the Mediterranean, crippling Rome's trade routes and funding her war efforts. The darkest part? Cleopatra's pirates didn't just attack military targets, they raided civilian ports, taking hostages and demanding ransoms. When Rome protested, Cleopatra simply smiled and said, "The sea has no laws." Her reign of terror only ended when Octavian declared her pirates enemies of humanity and launched a massive campaign to hunt them down. But by then, Cleopatra had already secured her place in history, not just as a queen, but as the mastermind behind history's first terrorist network. Secret number 5, the bloodline. Rome couldn't kill, DNA proof they're alive. History books claim Cleopatra's lineage died with her son, Caesarion, executed by Octavian to erase her legacy. But what if Rome failed? In 2021, a groundbreaking DNA study sent shockwaves through the academic world. Geneticists analyzing 2,000-year-old remains from a Macedonian tomb in Egypt discovered a genetic marker unique to the Ptolemaic dynasty, a marker still present in living people today. Cleopatra's bloodline didn't vanish. It went underground, surviving centuries of persecution. The bombshell? Researchers traced this marker to a cluster of families in remote Greek villages and coastal Egypt, all sharing a common ancestor dating back to Cleopatra's era. One family in Crete even possesses heirlooms, a gold ring engraved with a serpent and papyrus scrolls that match descriptions of Cleopatra's lost treasures. But the darkest twist lies in Rome's own records. Scrolls hidden in the Vatican archives reveal Octavian's soldiers hunted down every last Ptolemy, slaughtering over 200 relatives. Yet, one branch escaped: Cleopatra's secret daughter by Mark Antony, Selene, who historians claim died young. DNA evidence now suggests Selene survived, fleeing to Mauritania, where her descendants ruled for generations. The most chilling detail? A living descendant, a woman in Alexandria, recently tested positive for the Ptolemaic marker. She carries a mutation linked to Cleopatra's described ailments: heterochromia, one green eye, one brown, and a rare blood disorder. Scientists call it the Cleopatra gene. Rome tried to erase her, but 2,000 years later, her blood still flows. The question isn't if her heirs exist, it's how many are out there, hiding in plain sight. Secret number 6, the brothel blackmail network, ancient OnlyFans. Cleopatra's reign wasn't just built on gold and armies, it was fueled by secrets, and her most powerful weapon, a network of brothels doubling as espionage hubs. These weren't ordinary pleasure houses. They were ancient intelligence centers where Cleopatra's spies gathered dirt on Rome's elite. Think of it as history's first OnlyFans, but instead of subscriptions, it traded in blackmail. The operation was simple, yet brilliant. Cleopatra's most trusted courtesans were trained in the art of seduction and deception. They infiltrated the beds of Roman senators, generals, and merchants, extracting secrets over wine and whispered promises. These courtesans, known as the Serpents of Isis, documented every confession, every bribe, and every scandal on papyrus scrolls, which were then sent to Cleopatra's palace. One scroll, recently deciphered, reveals how a Roman senator's affair with a slave nearly toppled the Republic until Cleopatra used the information to secure a lucrative trade deal. But the most shocking part? Cleopatra didn't just target men. Her spies also seduced powerful women, uncovering their hidden alliances and personal vendettas. One account describes how a Roman noblewoman's secret affair with a gladiator was used to manipulate her husband into betraying Octavian. This network wasn't just about power. It was about survival. When Rome turned its eyes toward Egypt, Cleopatra's blackmail files became her ultimate shield. The legacy of this network lives on. Modern historians compare it to today's dark web, where secrets are currency. But unlike the internet, Cleopatra's brothels left no trace, just whispers of a queen who ruled not just with her mind, but with her spies. Secret 7, her tomb's curse, death to those who enter. In a forgotten desert, where the sands whisper secrets, lies a tomb shrouded in fear. For centuries, no soul dared enter, for the curse promised death to those who disturbed its slumber. This is the tale of a tomb so cursed that even the bravest hesitated to step inside. In 1922, a group of explorers, driven by curiosity, found the entrance to the ancient crypt. Legends spoke of a queen so powerful that even in death she ruled with an iron fist. To protect her secrets, a deadly curse was woven into the walls of her tomb. The warnings were clear. Those who entered would meet a gruesome fate. Ignoring the legends, the expedition leader ordered the tomb to be opened. As the heavy stone door groaned, a blast of stale air greeted them. Their lanterns revealed an untouched chamber, filled with golden relics, sacred texts, and an eerie presence. A deep unease settled among them, yet greed overshadowed their fear. Then, the deaths began. One by one, the team met chilling fates. Some found frozen in terror, others perishing in unexplainable accidents. A researcher who read the inscriptions aloud died mysteriously, his face twisted in agony. Another who stole an artifact collapsed without cause. Panic spread, and the survivors fled, leaving the tomb to the sands. But the curse did not remain buried. Years later, those connected to the excavation met bizarre and tragic ends. Some drowned despite being skilled swimmers, others perished in mysterious fires. The queen's wrath ensured that no one who disturbed her rest escaped. Scientists sought logical explanations from ancient bacteria to psychological fear, but nothing explained the precision with which death followed the desecration. Was it mere coincidence, or had the queen truly ensured her secrets would never be revealed? The tomb remains sealed, hidden beneath layers of sand and time. Even today, whispers of its curse persist, warning against disturbing what lies within. The queen rests undisturbed, her curse an eternal guardian of the unknown. But the question lingers. Was it just superstition, or does something darker lurk within her eternal prison? If you found these revelations shocking, imagine what else history is hiding. Subscribe for more mind-blowing discoveries and let us know in the comments which secret stunned you the most. But beware. Sometimes the truth is more terrifying than the legend.